And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, with game number 2 of this South American showdown series between Peru and Brazil. Not today, up against CNB Esports for the joinDOTA League America Season 2 playoffs. Once again, I'm Don Horatio, but this time I'm not alone. I have a friend. His name is Grandis. How are you doing, buddy?
Doing wonderful. Ready to cast some Dota. We had an interesting series on Heflatv 1, and now I'm here for this best of 3 on Heflatv 2. So excited to cast and ready to get into it.
Yep, that American Hemisphere Dota, pretty much ready to go. That's all we're about tonight, but let's take a look at the draft so far. Not surprisingly, CNB do take out that Smash Brewmaster, not letting that in the pool once again. Also taking out the Doom as well, so a couple of atypical first bans here. Not today will remove the Bat Rider and the Tree Protector as well. So lots of high-profile heroes left in the pool. CNB opt for the Lycan here with the first pick on the Radiant side.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, definitely. Not today still have plenty of options at their disposal. Tinker and Mirana especially are still left in the pool should they want to pick those ones up. Also, some high priority supports are still left in. But really, at this point, can't really tell very much about how they want to play this game or how they want to draft. I don't know, CNB, they have the Lycan on the Radiant side. It isn't as strong without the access, or easy access, I should say, to the Roshan pit. But still, if they're able to win a fight with the Howl damage on the Wolves, even with just the Wolves and a possible Necronomicon coming out from the Lycan, towers are going to just melt to this hero. And if they have another hero, maybe like an Enigma or a Nature's Prophet to combo with that, I don't know. The ability for them to push into towers is very immense.
Yeah, and that's something they were certainly lacking in the last game. I mean, they had the Invoker who did take out that bottom tier 2 quite quickly, but after that, it just seemed like whenever they want to fight, they didn't get a whole lot done with it. When Not Today won fights, their Luna killed towers, and with the power of the Shadow Shaman as well, helped out with that quite a bit. And, well, so far, CNB already taking strides to fix that issue that their draft had in the last game. So, first pick for Not Today will be a Disruptor, a hero that we've seen show up in the first pick phase quite a lot more recently than certainly we're used to. It used to not be picked at all until the last couple of months, quite honestly. But it's come back after the TI4 qualifiers, pretty much heralding the return of Disruptor. Naga Siren will be the second pick here as well. So not a terribly surprising pickup, just a strong carry hero. Naga's just, I mean, they try to nerf her a little bit, but she's still Naga Siren. It's still a pain in the ass to deal with.
Yeah, definitely, and just with those 2 picks, Not Today already have a very good teamfight setup with the Naga Siren Song. I think you drop the Static Storm on top. Also, Glimpse, very good at getting the Lycan back in position after he uses the ultimate in order to clean him up afterwards. And Lycan, a hero that really doesn't want to be forced into getting the BKB early, but with the Disruptor, that pretty much forces this Lycan to consider a BKB early on. Maybe not as the first item, but definitely as a second or third. Ancient Apparition, the next pickup for CNB Esports. Right now, they don't really have the best heroes to abuse that Chilling Touch early on, but if they have another range support and maybe something to lock a hero into place, their tri-lane, if the Lycan is in the tri-lane, will definitely have a lot of killing potential. And even if the Lycan's not there, just the early damage coming up from Chilling Touch and Howl is very scary to deal with.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, Disruptor is... Glimpse is such a nice ability to have against heroes that have that extra speed ability, like obviously Lycan Ultimate, but like things like Surge as well from Darkseer. Just no matter how far away they get, if you find vision of them, you can bring them back. If you're Disruptor with that max level disruption, with the max level Glimpse, it's just absolutely ridiculous how good that spell is. Especially once you get like a Blink Dagger or something, you can bring people back from so far away. But well, going through the bans so far, we do see CNB, they take out a Coddle, and they actually ban the Nature's Prophet themselves. Like you said, that Tree and Howl combo is just kind of dirty. And Not Today, they do take out that hero that served them so well in the last game, the Shadow Shaman, but another strong push hero that could go quite well with the Lycan. They have one more ban and then that immediate pick here in a second, so we'll see what they do decide to go for here, along with that Naga Siren.
Yeah, definitely. They have banned out a lot of very strong pushing heroes as well on the side of Not Today. Nature's Prophet was actually taken out by CNB themselves. Just not wanting to give like the double rat strat with Naga Siren and Nature's Prophet would be something very difficult to deal with. But either way, the Shadow Shaman as well as the Death Prophet banned out by Not Today, not wanting to let CNB mow down those towers before the Naga Siren really gets relevant. We saw it in an earlier game today where Naga Siren had a wonderful time, but by the time she got her Radiance, it was just too late. All of the outer tier towers were done, and it was against the Shadow Shaman as well as the Death Prophet. But both of these heroes banned out, and Not Today not going to have to deal with that right now. Well, as far as their next pickup, it's really going to speak to how they really want to play this game, and it looks like they're just going to go in for more team fighting with this Darkseer pickup.
Yep, and it's a hero that helps you if you, well, you need a good start in this hero to actually like if you get a really nice start in the Darkseer, you can get one of the faster mechs in the off lane or as a solo hero. It's ridiculously fast farm if you do find it. But between that and the Noxiron, I mean, like, Noxiron needs help, like you said, in the early game. You need heroes that can defend towers. If Darkseer is a good start with a mech, gets a nice fast one, he's in great shape. But a Darkseer with a poor start is not tremendously helpful either. Anti-push is not that great with Ion Shell. It's okay, but we'll have to see if they can actually round out and get some other proper fighting heroes to take the pressure off these two heroes that kind of need that good start.
Yeah, definitely. And CNB gonna go for the Weaver here. Now, I'm not sure I really feel Weaver so early on in the draft, but he does combo well with the Ancient Apparition, and so far, NotToday really don't have the best lockdown for dealing with the Weaver. They do have the Static Storm as well as the net, but that's about it. I don't know. I think this is a little bit early for the Weaver, but still, I can see it working out, and it might change NotToday how they want to go about drafting this game.
Yeah, definitely. Like, they may want to think about something that can help with invisibility, but they don't necessarily have to do that. But yeah, some more lockdown, certainly. Something you desperately want against the Weaver. They have some, like, they have a bunch of interesting quasi-lockdown. Like, they have, like, the Vacuum, they have Kinetic Field, they have Song of the Siren. They only have one true disable in the net so far, so they do need some other way to deal with that Weaver. But right now, Enchantress, not the best at locking down a Weaver, per se, but a hero that can help set the tone early and clear some space for the Naga Siren with a few ganks out of the jungle with some of those nice creeps if she gets a good start as well. But a bit of creep luck will be required to create that kind of space.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know, one of my biggest problems with Weaver as a hero is he just doesn't get online early enough. And, well, this could be a problem for them, especially with this early Enchantress putting a lot of pressure around the map. I don't know, a lot is going to rest on this Enchantress coming up from NotToday to make sure that she does make that space for the Naga Siren early and try to get as best creeps as she can, look through all the camps, and try to kill this Lycan and Weaver early on. Puck is going to be the pickup for CNB, combos really well with the Lycan throw, making sure that he's able to have uptime on those auto attacks.
Yep. And yeah, so the Puck added in, and it's looking like it potentially an aggressive tri-lane scenario here from CNB. They have two heroes that do decent in solo 1v1 matchups in the Lycan and the Puck. And Ancient Apparition Weaver, I mean, they go well together, obviously, in a dual, in a tri-lane. Just the right-click damage from that Chilling Touch is ridiculous. So we'll see if they can actually punish NotToday here. And so far, if the Enchantress is absent from the lane, and they come up like a 3 versus 2 situation, they can do quite a bit. We'll have to see how NotToday tries to lane around that if CNB does try to get aggressive on them.
Yeah, well, the last ban out from NotToday is going to be a Pugna, a very interesting ban, to be honest. I'm not sure how those lanes would actually work out. It would probably have to be a support Pugna, but just, again, worried about the all-in pushing coming out from them. And, well, now that I think about it, they could have put the Lycan in the jungle. I don't know. Jungle Lycan is just so very weak. He's very slow starting, and he's very easy to punish. But either way, CNB going to ban out the Tinker, another annoying hero to play against. It would be incredibly greedy of NotToday to go for. But still, I think it could have worked out, and more than anything, I think CNB just don't want to have to deal with the Tinker.
Tinker's just ridiculously scary in this current phase of Dota 2. I mean, you see it in... used to see it almost never, but now more and more people are starting to play this hero. It's just... the burst potential and the late game potential is ridiculous on this hero. It's such a pain in the ass to deal with that they even just take it out now. And like you said, there's really nowhere to put it safely right now, because Naga Siren's the one who's... you can't have two of those, like, farm vacuums, you know, like a Radiance Naga and a Tinker on the same team. They both want the entire map to themselves, and that just does not work out well for either of them. But, well, we'll see what NotToday does go for. Likely their third core coming in here, and, well, trying to think of options that they have open to them that really help them fight early, and not too much coming to mind immediately, but we only have to wait 24 seconds to see what it's going to be. They have quite a few options still, so I don't know.
Yeah, honestly, it's still up for grabs. NotToday, gonna go for the Wind Ranger here. Now, Wind Ranger's an interesting hero. It looks like it's going to be played towards the mid. Her early laning stage is really good, and she does have the ability to turn into a little bit more of a damage source later on. But if she doesn't snowball in the mid game off of some really well-placed shackle shots, I think giving Wind Ranger that farming position is a little bit iffy. But either way, that is going to be the pickup for NotToday. Against these heroes, I don't know. It's going to be hard to get a shackle onto the Weaver. I don't know. You just have to be lucky and get good positioning. We'll have to see how NotToday handles the Wind Ranger.
It's relying on a Wind Ranger to be like your main disable against the Weaver sounds ridiculously suspect to me. Because one, well, he could be Shikuchi'd, so it's hard to line him up against a tree the way you want him to. It's just gonna be it's gonna be a very tough for them to lock things down. I don't have any other real way to put it. And if he gets a Lincoln Sphere I'm trying to look at things that actually break Lincolns on this team, and there is not a lot. I mean, there's no real great way to break Lincolns and then find a stun on a Weaver once he gets that item.
Yeah, definitely not. You can break it with the focus fire early. The mana cost is fairly low, but the cooldown's also high. I know Enchantress Enchant can break it, Naga Net, but those are all spells that you probably want to use on the Weaver anyway. Let's see. Well, not really the Enchant on the Enchantress. I don't know. That's probably their best way to deal with the Lincolns, but still, if the Weaver still has that time to roam around and get off a time lapse, get another Shikuchi, he's going to be a little bit hard for them to manage.
Yeah, it's up for them to kind of try and shut down his laning stage as best they can, I think, and try to get him off to that slow start, like you said. It's hard for him. Weaver does not add a whole lot until he gets that defensive item and then the next damage item, potentially like a Desolator or something like just go straight MKB off the back of, say, a BKB or a Lincoln Sphere, that first defensive item. You have to wait until then to really do a whole lot, except to just kind of throw bugs at them and Shikuchi through weak supports that don't have a whole lot of health. So we'll see how that pans out. The last pick will be the Enigma, so interesting choice there, which does kind of ruin my aggressive tri-lane theory. So a Weaver AA dual lane looks like it will be the case, and a off-lane Puck and a Lycan mid, it looks like. Or, I don't know. We'll see if they actually want to sort this out. It could be a dual off-lane against the Enchantress, potentially, as well. I don't know.
Yeah, I really don't know how they're going to lane this. Lycan mid versus Naga Siren, I don't know. Lycan's not going to be able to put any pressure on the Naga, and I don't know, the Riptide spam is just going to be annoying for him to deal with anyway. Honestly, I'm not.
They're trying to outgreed this this Naga lineup, and we'll have to see how it works out. Like Windrunner, it's hard for her to have huge impact, but like if she can get off to a nice start against this sort of greedy lineup, I think she can actually pay some dividends. I don't know. It's gonna be a bit of a wonky laning situation for CNB, to say the least. If they can make it through that, their lineup has potential if they can actually get through this greedy phase. But I don't know. We'll see how it shakes up. And I was actually in the Windrunner, so. Yeah, we'll be a farming Windrunner in that top lane. I don't know. This can be very confusing. We'll see how the lanes do shake out. But in the meantime, we'll introduce our teams. On the side of NotToday, they did take game number 1, the Peruvian squad. We've got Iwo playing up on that carry Windrunner. Joining her up there right now is Smash, who I probably won't stay up there. Looks like Mana will be taking up the reins on that Disruptor. Mihawk up on that Darkseer. Last but not least, we have 313B playing that Enchantress.
Well, on the side of CNB, they'll be on the Radiant side. Tavo going to be taking up the Weaver, heading towards the off lane. Looks like he's going to be soloing that one. As far as the other heroes, we're going to have Wesley playing on the Puck. Zoya on the Ancient Apparition. Enigma will be taken up by Ned, and Lycan going towards the bottom lane to start things off, played by 4DR. Looks like Enigma's just going to eat one creep in the middle lane and then go ahead and join his lane. Ancient Apparition looks like he's going to settle down in this top lane with the Weaver when all is said and done.
Yep, it does look that way. So a strange dual offlane up against a potentially, well, it's a dual lane plus Enchantress. So if she gets the right creep, she can make a huge impact. AA is very, very squishy. Weaver is a nice way out with Shikuchi, but AA does not have the same thing going for him. And with Disruptor, glimpse into kinetic field and potentially nice damage coming up from Iwo once he gets phase boots and a couple of points in that power shot, he'll be in quite nice shape as well to add some damage, so they'll need to be a bit careful in this dual offlane scenario.
Yeah, and Disruptor does have the sentries, so probably anticipating the Weaver is going to be heading up the offlane, so they definitely have some killing potential depending on what the creeps this Enchantress gets to start things off.
Yeah, definitely. If she gets a nice little Centaur or a net creep early, they're in good shape, as we see a quick pause already. Thankfully, no 3-minute delay before game number 2. Very happy about that, but we'll be starting here in just a second again. So looking at our matchups, we got a Darkseer up against a Lycan. Lycan should, I mean, it's always never fun to be a melee up against a Darkseer, but I mean, he's got Wolves to do some work for him too. Not the worst thing in the world, but we'll have a bit of a tougher time here in this lane compared to some, but should do okay. Enigma in the jungle, obviously. Puck 1v1 up against a Naga Siren should do quite well as well, but Battle Crow is Smash's friend in this game. And it's interesting to see Smash play on a hero like a Naga Siren. We're used to seeing him on playmaking heroes like that Brewmaster in the last game, just setting the tone in team fights and being the aggressive blink-initiating kind of mid player. But we see him on a farming Naga this game, so let's see how versatile he can be.
Yeah, definitely. Well, excuse me. Yeah, this bottom lane for Lycan isn't going to be the greatest. He does have a little bit of pooled regen as well as a salve that he brought to lane, so he should be able to go through any of this Ion Shell harass. I think all of the action is going to be focused on the top lane. But Enchantress, he's smoked up with 2 Centaurs going towards the mid. Let's see if she'll be able to get this kill on the puck, or maybe she just makes the full wraparound down onto this Lycanthrope down the bottom lane. And I don't think CNB are going to be anticipating that this rotation is going to come out from 313B, and now with the double damage rune, she's picked that up. No ward vision. The smoke is going to pop on the Enigma. First stun coming out from the Centaur with the double damage rune, and yeah, Ned is so dead.
Ned's like, right now, Ned's like, are you kidding me? Double Centaur spawn into DD rune. Like, you cannot ask for a better combination as an Enchantress, except maybe like a Troll Net into Centaur. That might be a little bit more reliable, but that is just absurd. You gotta feel for the guy in that situation.
And on top of that, she cleaned up all of the Eidolons, so much more golden experience going down her way. And now 40 are going to be in a little bit of trouble here. They have a Centaur. It's surged up, but not knowing which way to go. It's going to go towards the bottom lane. We'll be able to get in range, looking for this block onto 4DR. There's the stun. It's not going to be thrown out. It's about to time out. Stun. Will the Centaur even get it off? It doesn't look like it will, and 4DR should be safe. Oh, maybe I spoke too soon. Another surge. He's got body block, but where's the stun? Stun not going to miss onto 4DR. He's taking a lot of harass from this Enchantress, but now under tower. Enchantress will be able to heal up with the Nature's Attendants.
Yeah, bit of a fustercluck here in the bottom lane, trying to chase down 4DR. He's got the salve though, so he'll be just fine down here once he gets out of that tornado range. Or he might just go back home actually, considering how low his mana is. Might not be the worst idea in the world, but he's actually gonna bottle up here. Wait, is that his bottle? Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, well, I guess it's good to help up the mana. He's actually trading hits with this Wild Ring Reaper. Oh, it's going to die eventually, but 4DR dropped very low there. Playing with fire maybe a little bit too much, but either way, he'll be able to make it out alive.
Yeah, but in this top lane, Windrunner 17 for 3 versus the Weaver 10 and 1, and even left kind of by herself with the Enchantress leaving and the support pulling. She's doing just fine. Tavo's actually quite low here. He needs to be a bit careful. Power Shot is only level 2 so far, though, so not the biggest deal in the world.
Yeah, I don't know. Ewo shouldn't be getting any kills on the Weaver. I would be super surprised if he actually died. And in the mid, Wesley going to be fairly low, but we'll be able to bottle Crow up. And yeah, well, this Nagasar doing fairly well in the middle lane. 16-2 compared to the 13-4 of the puck. Both heroes just kind of bottle crowing and getting their farm up, but all three of these lanes for NotToday are farming incredibly well, sitting at the top of the last hits, with the exception of the Lycanthrope in the middle of them. But other than that, still looking very good for themselves, and also getting the early kill on the Enchantress on the Enigma is very important, and taking away a little bit of that advantage that you get as far as experience and gold is concerned when you have that jungle Enigma.
Yep. And Lycan doing a pretty good job down here holding his own against the Ion Shell, which is getting quite annoying and dodging that gank as well, staying up as high as he has been on last hits. Nice job so far from him, and does lose his wolf so quick to Ion Shell though, and I mean, I guess the bottle kind of will help for that. I mean, to try and get that resummon up, it's quite an expensive spell for him considering his quite small mana pool. So when you get the wolves up, you need to use them to the best of their ability, but against Darkseer, it's just so hard to keep them alive.
We have a smoke coming up from Ned. He doesn't have Black Hole, does have 2 points up the Malphus, maybe trying to make something happen on this Naga. Well,
that's a very strange smoke on a level 4 Enigma. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Yeah, he's going to make his way up to the top lane. They're trying to chase down Tavo, maybe. They're going to slow him up, but, well, it looks like Ewa's the one taking a lot of damage just with that Chilling Touch on the Gemini attack.
Yeah, Chilling Touch, I mean, it hurts a lot. It's ridiculous. Okay, I zoomed out way more than I meant to. Damn you, do zoom out. But, well, a little bit of pressure might be applied here mid lane. Smash, actually, they're going to try and take down the puck here. Dream Coil will be deployed. Looks like she should get away with an orb here. Actually, we'll fire through, doing quite a bit of damage. Actually, 313. Quite low there. Enchantress, 492 HP is not a lot of HP up against a tower, but she will make it out just okay, and so does Puck, but Smash continuing to hang around this mid lane, but he's quite low as well, waiting for a bottle, and he'll go back to farming here very shortly as Puck forced to go back to base, but top lane.
Yeah, glimpse back onto Tavo. He doesn't have the ability to get out of this. He's falling so low and eventually will fall. We do have the Malphus coming out from the Enigma, and with the Chilling Touch damage, just look at how fast that Disruptor falls. But losing your Weaver for that kill on the Disruptor, definitely not worth it for CNB.
Yep, and I mean, just watching, I mean, I agree with the trade there, but like watching the bugs take away the armor and then Chilling Touch on top of that on him was just, those right clicks did so much damage. But yeah, so the 1-for-1 trade, Enigma, he needs to find this level 6. He's been spending a lot of time while he wandered top lane from his jungle, which does delay, obviously, your level 6 quite a bit when you spend this much time. At least I got a kill out of it, but, you know, like you said, just completely not worth it for them.
Yeah, I don't know. Enigma, usually a hero that you see and you say, well, that team's going to have a huge advantage as far as farm is concerned. But this game, Ned really hasn't been able to make much use of his map. I don't know. There was one camp that it seems it was blocked by a Radiant Ward. I don't know, not sure what's going on there. Either way, we are going to have the Ancient Apparition make his way down towards the bottom lane. Darkseer cleaning up a small camp, and I don't know. He shouldn't get caught out here. Double damage rune on the Lycanthrope just to farm up.
Yep, definitely. And I mean, yeah, this jungle on the Radiant side has been invaded by the Darkseer quite a few times. Enchantress has made her way down there as well. So I can understand the discomfort of the Enigma staying in his own jungle at that time, but he's just not found a whole lot. I mean, at this point, you want to be level 6, definitely, and be well on your way to your next item, but just has his Soul Ring and Brown Boots, and
Mihawk, the Hell damage is going out. They have the Surge. They don't have any lockdown for him, however, and Darkseer just going to casually walk away. In the meantime, lane. Weaver going to die up in the top lane. Windranger gets the last hit, and well, I don't know. This Weaver, he's getting punished early.
I mean, you can't leave him up here against this, like as a solo up against this. And the Ancient Apparition, I mean, he helps you find kills, but he doesn't keep you alive. That's the one thing about AA in a dual lane. It's just you need that third hero there to add maybe either Disable or some sort of saving grace to round out a tri lane, but instead they have this aggressive dual lane with the Enigma in the jungle, who's not found a lot this game, and not today. I mean, they're just getting way more out of this map. Smash is farming away. Bottom lane, they want to get Mihawk again, but is Malefice going to be enough here?
Oh, I don't think it will be. He's going to stun. Now he's going towards the south. Maybe they'll be able to find him with the Chilling Touch. He drops the wall, and well, they're kind of just zoned out, but the Wolves are doing work onto Mihawk here with the Eidolons. Yeah, too many summons there, and the Darkseer will fall eventually. Enchantress kind of awkwardly walking in with all of her creeps, trying to chase down Zoyo, and now she's going to eat another Malefice, the H-Emperor's ultimate, and that's a double kill for 4DR.
Yeah, I feel like Darkseer could have run north and been maybe not fine, but I mean, surely the odds of him surviving were better if he ran straight up instead of into the side shop and just dropping that casual wall, but well, I guess you just don't know. And Smash actually making his way down here instead of continuing to farm near mid. Not a whole lot he can really do. He's just wandering down, I guess, looking for maybe some cleanup kills, maybe trying to kill off 4DR, but he's well on his way back to base. So not a whole lot to find there. AA is level 6 now. He saw that ultimate fly there. Not really adding that much. The kill was already secured in that bottom lane, but he's looking quite well. But we have a free farming Windranger, but who really cares that much about that, I guess? Because it's, I mean...
Oh, Dream Coil on to Smash with the AA Blast. It's going to get a kill on the Naga Siren and just playing way too aggressively up against the Puck.
Yeah, I mean, Puck's got the level 4 orb. Quite a bit of damage there. AA ult on top of that, obviously, doing quite a bit of damage as well. And almost helped clean up the Puck as well. I'm sorry, almost got the Puck as a return kill. Took him quite low, but Smash not quite able to live on his own. And that's a nice kill for them. And they find a kill bottom lane as well. Looks like they spent Black Hole for that one. Yes, they did.
Yeah. Well, your usage of Black Hole early is usually to secure those solo kills, and, well, just like that, CNB managed to find a couple more kills. Time-lapse up in top lane. They're trying to get this kill onto the Disruptor. Ancient Apparition trying to get this kill onto Mono. Well, now they're going to throw the bugs out. Ewo going to throw a power shot. He's running away, and they won't be able to connect with those auto attacks. With that mischance, he's probably dead here and will eventually die. And now they found out Mono in the woods. He's going to drop the Sagstorm. Top of falling very low.
Oh my god, are you kidding me?
Double kill.
Weaver, oh god, he wanted that kill way too badly. Like, he didn't have to run into that. There's really no need for him to do that. But in the meantime, shenanigans top lane happening. Bottom lane, Eidolons and Lycan going to work here, taking out that tier 1 tower and starting to try to go to work in this tier 2, forcing the glyph out.
Yeah, and I'm not sure they're really going to be able to defend against this tower. Their counter push is fairly lacking. Really, the most reliable counter push they have is that power shot coming out from the Windranger, and she's not coming down bottom. They will eventually back off, just a little bit too aggressive for comfort there, and they don't have their summons up anymore. And Enigma just going to go back into his jungle. Finally, the Enigma is finding a little bit of farm, has the buckler towards his mechanism, but in a good game, you'd have your mech finished by now.
Yeah, that time spent wandering around has certainly showing in his current loadout and levels, so... At least he did use that Black Hole to find the kill in the bottom lane, so that was quite nice for him. His Darkseer, actually, they killed the Lycan with the help of the Windrunner in the bottom lane, so Iwo getting that Force Staff from the top lane and immediately making it work in the bottom lane, helping find a kill, so nice rotation there from him, and they might pressure this bottom tower. They have a Catapult. Wall is down, but they do still have Ion Shell. They have a Buckler ready to go as well, so they might pressure this tower, but looks like it might be just a trade attempt here from CNB, as they're not really in a position to fight this. Top lane, Enchantress, actually, the Tornado doing quite a bit of damage here to Tavo, but he has a time-lapse.
Yeah, time-lapse. We'll keep him safe, though. They get the kill on the Enchantress, the double Tornado doing work in the top lane. But it looks like Tavo will just clean up these two creeps and get a little bit more gold that way. So just going to thank the Enchantress for that. Down in mid, actually, there's going to be an H Apparition Blast, and, well, Zoyo going to be the one who pays the price there. 2 kills going the way of Not Today. Very fortuitous for this Naga Siren. It's going to pretty much make up the ground that she lost dying there, and it's going to be at about 2,400 gold, getting closer to that relic after she picked up the Ring of Aquila, so we'll delay things for now.
Yep. That mid lane showed the power of a combo you mentioned in the draft, the Song into the Kinetic Field Static Storm. Just, if you're able to trap someone in the perfect Static Storm and Kinetic Field and make it last the entire duration of Static Storm, it's a ridiculous amount of damage, and they do find 2 kills in the mid lane with that, so a nice little find there. Gets smashed a little bit more gold as well. Top lane, Tava gets caught in the Kinetic Field, but he gets out just fine. He has gone for a Midas here, bit of a catch-up Midas after this bit of a poor start in the top lane, so Tava wouldn't have any real fighting item for a long time. He did delay for a magic stick and a Ring of Basilius, but he's very fragile right now with that Midas.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think his game impact is going to change at all. If he went for like a Linken's or BKB first, then he just do no damage, at least this way. He'll be able to get to that second item quicker. Down in bottom, they're going to lose a tier 2 tower. Dream Coil is dropped on 2. It will break on the Enchantress. And now Puck going to throw in the loser, or maybe Justice? I don't think so.
Yep, so nice little tower kill there in the bottom lane. And, I mean, both teams just kind of bouncing around and taking fights where they can. And both doing a pretty good job so far. 8-8 kill score. We do see the ultimate used top by Lycan trying to catch out this Windrunner. She's on the run. No mana for Windrun with her current stash, and won't have the mana anytime soon. This should be a kill for the Lycan. Trying to juke through the trees here. Kinetics field. Oh my god, into the Static Storm. I will going to turn to get some right clicks off, but not going to find that kill. But still, nice job there from Disruptor. They will glimpse him back, but I don't know that's going to really help. Oh, the net actually will help them finish this kill off. Probably here. Yep, Lycan will go down to the Naga Siren. So, well, Smash got killed mid lane at one point, but with the double kill mid lane, or the 2 kills mid lane with the Disruptor and the kill top lane, getting pretty damn close to a Sacred Relic. So Radiance is getting pretty damn close. Is that, did I just read that right?
Yes, Midas on mono. Now, this is... I hate this. Yeah, I don't know. It's going to give him a quicker level 16 and an Aghanims later, so I guess it has that merit, but I think an earlier utility item, or maybe just rushing towards that Ag straight up would have been better. I don't know. Mono...
Well, he's a bit more... With the Darkseer in the team, you have a bit more freedom, because he's always going to build that mech for you. Almost 100% of the time, so that's not a real surprise there.
Oh, in mid, Ned.
That's not a safe place.
Yeah, he's taking a lot of damage from the impetus as he will mech up, and now the black hole turnaround. It's going to catch out 2, canceled by the net, and one more impetus will secure the kill there. Now the tier 1 tower going to take some heavy pressure. Ancient Apparition Blast going to catch out 2, but won't do all that much in the end.
Yep, and I mean, this Midas, I'm still chuckling about it. Well, we'll see if it pans out for him, but Windrunner, once again, trying to maybe make something happen here top lane. Trying to chase down Zoyo. Not quite going to catch him, but does quite a bit of damage to him with just 1 right click. But she'll be content going back to farming this Catapult up. Might try to pressure this top tower a little bit. No Focus Fire as of yet, so not going to be able to do a ton of damage to it, but we'll see what she can do. TP's coming in, though, so she'll probably just back off.
One more power shot. Don't think she'll pay for it. No Blink Daggers. Is there any way to close the gap between them and Ewo will just be able to back off? Looks like he's building towards the Orchid now. He has some TP support coming in. Well, let's see if they'll be able to make something happen. Power Shot will clean up a lot of those Eidolons there.
With that black hole middle, it's important to know that, because it won't be a black hole for 140 seconds here.
Well,
since something's wrong, we'll get hit by the Dream Coil, but...
Yep, and now getting nuked down. Ewo going to fall to the next right click, and now they're going for more. Glimpse back onto Tavo. He could time-lapse into that. No, he doesn't have mana. And, well, Mono blink forward coming out from Wesley, and Wesley should be able to clean up this kill. One more right click is all he needs, and that's a double kill for the Puck. And tier 1 tower also going to fall. A little bit of a trade in the mid, I believe, as... Yeah, Naga gets the tier 1.
Yep, no surprise there. Smash avoiding the fight, going for the towers instead. Has level 11 now, so level 2 Song's quite nice to have that much shorter cooldown, and she's getting pretty damn close to that Radiance. Don't know if she can get this tower. I mean, certainly not worth trading against this team top lane that's pushing with very ferociously. Smash will probably go home to try and deal with this with the Song, but...
Oh, Rabbit going to get a net onto Tavo, but he needs to be very careful. 3-1-3B. There's a vacuum back on the Enigma with the impetus as he's taking a lot of damage. One more. Well, Mechanism will keep him in fighting shape, and now Tavo going to be able to clean up the Enchantress in the end. Oh, very spread out engagement so far. Song going to catch out 3. Where are they going to set up? They have the Static Storm to drop. Where are they going to put this? Probably onto 2 Kinetic Field to start things off. Static Storm beautifully comboed there. They'll be able to get Ned, and Zoyo also looks like he's going to be the next fall, netted up by 2 heroes, and he's going to throw out the ultimate with his dying breath. Now it's the Lycanthrope that's in trouble. That's a double kill for Smash, and will secure his Radiance for DR, running towards the enemy base, trying his best to deny himself to the enemy team as he's going to shackle to his own wolf, and 4DR falls.
I think it would have hit that tree regardless of whether that wolf was summoned, but that was a pretty comical summon right there. It's sometimes you summon a wolf or a necro creep and it like eats a arrow for you. You're like, oh, thank God for that wolf, but not today, not for him. And well, taking stock of things, this is that time. Naga Siren's got a Radiance at 16.5 minutes. She got a couple of kills, helped out in fights, and farmed in the meantime. So Smash has been pretty efficient this game, getting a nice, quick Radiance. He's in good shape. But on the other side, Puck has her Blink, Treads, bottle ready to go as well, and 2.1k gold. So our Puck actually has quite a bit of money as well. She's found a lot of kills. Looking at the scoreboard, actually, 2-1-1 on Puck. So doing quite well for herself. So both teams, I mean, finding kills, winning fights, taking towers. It's a close proposition. Let me take a look at the graphs as well. Yeah, XP is pretty much at 0. Gold lead, 2,000 gold lead for NotToday. And with Smash on the side with the Radiance, that's only going to get a bit worse. So we'll have to see if CNB can make an impact here and get some more towers and win some fights in the next couple of minutes.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems that CNB, they didn't make something happen when they need to, and while Lycan up top, he's going to be in a little bit of trouble here. They have a 4-staff on Ewo, not going to throw it out. He throws out the ultimate, and now he's going to be netted up by Smash, and 4DR going to give up his life. He's going to be vacuumed back, but in the end, Smash gets a mega kill streak and a very important kill on that Lycanthrope, and they've just been getting picked off way too much. This Lycanthrope and Weaver are not going to have any game impact. They just need to rely on the late game, and that's really not what you want to do up against this Naga Siren with like a 16.5 minute Radiance?
They need to be very careful. There's a sleep in 3 seconds here. They cannot afford to overextend against this. They have to catch her in the black hole right now if they want to make this happen. Sleep could maybe happen here if he... I don't know. I guess they can just win the fight either anyway. Weaver's going to buy back. Not a whole lot he can do right now. I mean, why does Weaver buy back here? Midas Weaver he time-lapses in, but, I mean, they just call GG. That was a disaster of a fight.
Yeah, I don't know. I really wasn't casting during all of that. I was able to watch a lot of those different parts, but yeah, the Weaver just can't do anything. They're just feeling hopeless after that Naga Siren got so huge, and they felt that they didn't put enough pressure on, and I can understand the GG call even if it's like a little bit early. They probably could have played that one out. But either way, well played by NotToday, and that'll secure the best of 3, 2-0.
Yeah, the first game was closer than they eked out an advantage and just kind of took control from there and won the game, but this was no contest. It looked like it was pretty close, but I mean, Smash finds a mega kill streak on a Naga Siren. Not too often you see that these days. Normally they're just farming away 0, 0, and 0, but Smash makes a difference. Disruptor played quite well as well with that Midas not coming into effect quite yet, but I mean, they just handled the team fights way better, and I mean, CNB overextended quite a bit and just couldn't find the fights, and that's your game. So, well, that's going to be it for us tonight. We do have NotToday advancing. CNB does go home, unfortunately, well, figuratively here, in the joinDOTA League, but they'll be back next season, so stay tuned for Season 3 for that. But NotToday will face their Peruvian compatriots, Union Gaming, in the next round, and the winner of that will face Sneaky Nyx Assassins in the Grand Finals. So, once again, that's it for us tonight. Thank you for watching. Be sure to follow us on all of our social media. We are Heflatv on Facebook and Twitter, Heflamoke on YouTube. You can follow myself at Don Horatio, and do you have a Twitter? I assume it would be at GrandisV if you do have one?
Oh yeah, that is correct. You can find me on Twitch as well as on Twitter at GrandisV, GRANDSV, no space.
All right, perfect. I think that'll be it for us. Thanks for jumping in for this game number 2, even if you missed game number 1. It was only an 18-minute game, but thank you nonetheless. And, well, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure to tune in next time. Follow our channels. Show up whenever. We're on Liquid Dota now. Heflatv 1 will always show up there when we go online, so be sure to tune in there as well. So, that's it for us, and we'll see you next time. Adios, friends.